you should live in a society, what is society and what it really means to be living in a society. I would be talking about all these questions in this video. Hello everyone, my name is Sakib. I'm a life strategist, personal development consultant, and business coach. And I help people to improve their lives personally as well as professionally. In this video, I will be talking about particularly how we should live in society and what it really means to be living in society. Society, by definition, refers to a group of people living together. If you read the definition of society, it means that group of people living together, it's called a society. The question arises that how we should live in a society, how you should go through, or how you should coordinate with your society, and what should be your conduct when you are getting along with your people living in your community. Whether you should live a life in a society with full of adventures, or you should live a life in a corner. Now, what does it mean to be living an adventurous life in society? Let me explain you. There are a lot of people out there who are aiming for their self-success, and once they are settled and they achieved what they really want, and they corner themselves, and then they disconnect themselves with the peers and other people living in the community and society, and try not to communicate with those people used to live together. Now what happens? What happened that society could not survive if everyone or every member in a society adopts this conduct. Now what should be the right approach for any being to be living in society? It is if you have, and this is what I really mean living an adventurous life, that if you have really achieved something you really want in your life, and you have accomplished a great amount of success, and you get a lot of resources, and you are living in the corner, then you must be living a life with a very, very least amount of satisfaction. Because what you should really do, and what's the right approach, and what's the appropriate approach is to, you have to step out of your corner where you have kind of caged yourselves, disconnect yourself from the community. You have to come out of that, and you have to interact with people who used to live in your society earlier. You have to communicate with them. You have to learn their problems. You have to learn their concerns, their issues, their problems, their suffering, and try to step in and help them as possible as you can. This is what I meant living an adventurous life in the society. You should be a being in a society which is fruitful for every member of the society. And that's what it really means, a society. It does not mean sharing a physical location. It refers to that you have the connections around you, you have relationships to connect with, you have to learn about their concerns, you have to understand their problem, you have to probe about their problems, and with a very plain and sincerity, you have to help them. And what happens is good, and if you continue to do this goodness, the problems from the society would go, and the goodness would automatically come back to you, and ultimately it will come back to you. And the other side, if you have achieved success, if you have really have done something huge, and then you have cornered yourself, that means that you're living a life set in a corner. And I think it's much far better to live life with full of adventures in the society. It also encourages a coordination in a society. Another point I would like to raise here, that if you analyze the children of human beings, the dependency of children of human beings is too long than any other living being on the earth. Why? Because human beings are meant to be interdependent. They need each other. We all need each of us. So you have to stay knitted with your relationships, with your people, even if you have grown up to the greatest degree, even if you have become wealthy, but you still have to stay connected with your people who are still suffering, and who are suffering more than you at present. So when you do this, and when you're living this adventurous life, what happens that you will have a very, very unique peace, a feeling of fulfillment, contentment, and a great amount of satisfaction. This is a right way, and this is more satisfactory way. And in other words, you can say this is the need of the society, that society needs those people who are not just self-carer, but they're also willing to intervene or interfere into the problems, struggles,